Hey guys, Shukesh here. So today I will be unboxing my all new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and it cost 1,05,000 rupees in India, that is approximately 1400 US dollars. In USA you will get the 128GB version at about $1300. This is the 256GB version and it's made in India. That is, it's the Exynos variant which is having some issues lately, like heating issues of the battery, which I will come back in a minute. But this is the device which I have been actually using for a day or two, and I have gone for the Mystic Bronze color, which is the sweetest among the three. Before I talk more about the device, some pros and cons, my first experience with this phone, let me quickly go through the box contents. This is the packaging for the paperwork, and you get the SIM ejector pin. There is nothing fancy about the box or packaging, very basic Samsung stuff. Next we get the 25-watt fast charging adapter. Too bad on the Note 20 Ultra there is no support for the 45-watt super fast charging unlike the S20 Ultra. So that is my first complaint here, and it's an adaptive fast charger with variable output ratings. You can pause and check. Next you get the Type-C to Type-C power as well as data syncing cable. And lastly, there is this AKG earphone with built-in volume controller and braided cables. I tried this for a while and it's not bad, but considering the premiumness of this smartphone, it could have been better. There is no extraordinary punch on the sound, and it's of course a Type-C earphone. Forget about the box, let's concentrate on the device itself. And I'm telling you guys, if you are not a Samsung user, then you will be just blown away by the premiumness, by the richness of the exterior design. It's almost flawless except for the bezel, which is most probably stainless steel. It's not as shiny as my iPhone XS Max, which I am currently using. Other than that, the great finish, the sophisticated look and feel of this phone is really noticeable. You will love it. The boxy design is also my favorite. And despite having a big 6.9-inch display, thanks to 91.7% screen to body ratio, this phone is maybe usable with one hand to some extent. The curved edges makes it more compact, and there are some complaints lately about dust getting into the camera lens through some gap here, which I will come to later. There you get the dynamic Super AMOLED 2X display with Quad HD Plus resolution 496 ppi, and this is the biggest asset of this Samsung flagship. It's a VRR, that is variable refresh rate panel, first time on a Samsung, and it can be as high as 120Hz during gameplay, 60Hz in movie streaming, 30Hz in Gmail, Outlook, and can be as low as 10Hz in images or in social media. Samsung claims there won't be any visible flickering during the transition of the refresh rates. And most importantly, the power consumption of this display can be up to 22% lower than other devices. That includes the S20 Ultra, but in this high refresh rate option there won't be any WQHD mode. You have to stick to the full HD plus. Now, in between S20 Ultra and Note 20 Ultra, the deciding factor should be the S Pen you get with the Note. It's not just a stylus, it's a magnetic pen with accelerometer and gyro, and also there is Bluetooth to remotely control your Note, and the latency has been decreased from 42 to 9 ms like the Apple Pencil, and to be honest, I don't feel much difference from my Note 10 Plus. And if you think it's just an accessory for your Note, then it's not. It's highly integrated into the software. I request you to go through my tips and tricks videos, or at least the S Pen settings on your Note, and I am telling you, within 10 minutes you will just fall in love with this thing. Next to that, you get the loudspeaker, the Type-C port, a primary microphone hole, the antenna band, and at the top you get the secondary microphone hole. Good thing about about Samsung is they still give you the option to expand your storage. There is a micro SD XC card slot. You can either use two SIM cards or one SIM card and one SD card. The left bezel houses the power key and the volume rockers. On the right, there is absolutely nothing, just the antenna bands. And next, let's talk about the most awesome thing. On this Note, you get three camera arrays. The first one is the ultra wide 0.5x, that is 13 mm 12 megapixel lens. The maximum aperture is f2.2. The next one is the most awesome 108 megapixel normal, that is 26 mm f1.8 camera with OIS and laser autofocus capabilities. And the last one is the most exclusive periscope telephoto lens with up to 5x optical zoom and 10x digital, that is 50x hybrid zoom is possible with the third camera, which is also 12 megapixel in size and f3.0 maximum. So there is some improvement here from S20 Ultra, which is 4x optical and f3.5. These are basically laser autofocus sensors. Now let me show you some sample photos I have taken. So this is a 108 megapixel sample, truly detailed image even at 100%. There I have taken some indoor shots with windows open in daylight. There is no trace of noise, very detailed. The bokeh is also awesome thanks to f1.8 aperture. Now this is a 12 megapixel telephoto zoom lens sample at 24 mm, that is at 1x, and this is at 26 mm 108 megapixel sample. So you can take a normal photos with both the lenses, whichever you like. So if you don't zoom in, because then the camera will shift to the telephoto zoom lens from the main 108 megapixel sensor. Now some of the Galaxy Note devices this year are having overheating issues, especially in the camera mode. Luckily my device is safe, but my brother's phone is getting overheated. There is a separate video on this. Now let me share with you my first impression of the phone, which is overall great. Though it's a really big device, I'm used to big phones. I used Note 10 Plus for a few months before I switched to the iPhone, and though the device seems fresh and new, there is nothing much to see here, especially if you are coming from the Note 10 Plus or even Note 9. You can stick to your Galaxy Note. You can skip this year's Note and wait for the next one. This is the amount of storage you get before installing apps and games. I have just taken few photos, and this is the memory status. Out of 12 gigabyte you get 5.5 gigabyte free, but there are some apps already running, so let's clean them. There is no 16 gig RAM variant of Note this time, unlike the S20 Ultra. So I feel that if you exclude the S Pen, the Note 20 Ultra this year is like a level below the S20 Ultra. I mean, the battery is also smaller, 4500 milliamp hour compared to 5000 on the S20 Ultra. If you're on Exynos, you get the same processor. But as far as design is concerned, the boxy design of Note 20 Ultra is much more appealing, more premium looking than the rounded corners of the S20 Ultra. The curved edge display also adds to the beauty, but I personally don't like it. Overall, it's a great phone. Definitely go for it if you have the money, but getting Note 10 Plus at about 40% less price tag might be a better idea. You can even buy an Xbox, PlayStation, or a mirrorless camera with rest of the money. There are very few new things like wireless DeX support, 8K video recording, etc. But definitely that's not worth the extra money. Let me also quickly show you the 3D Mark Gamers Benchmark score on Slingshot Extreme 3.1. You get 4050, and playing super hardcore games on this phone is a piece of cake. Guys, don't get me wrong, this Note 20 Ultra is an amazing device, but the thing is, I have been a Galaxy Note fan since Note 2, and there is nothing to be excited about in terms of software, in terms of features, and everything else. But if you are coming from iPhone or other platforms, even if you are from S20 Ultra, then the S Pen itself will make you happy and satisfied. Well, that's all in this video, guys. I hope that it was useful, informative. If you have any questions, you can comment and let me know. So this is Shukesh signing off. Thanks for watching.